Hi, it's Mr. Ray, and we are going to look at some of the assignments that you have to do this week. Now, it's very important that you do your assignments, watch the video. I'm going to help you figure some of them out. But during class time tomorrow, from 1:10 to 2:40, I will be online and you can contact me if you have any questions. You can ask Jayza how to contact me. She will give you my contact information if you have any questions about this video. Okay? But first, we need to watch the video. And to do that, I need to share my screen with you. So give me a second to do that. I'm going to make it nice and big. And we are going to look right here at some slides that I made to help you understand what you need to do. We are going to look at three things. First is on page 46, an infographic on the atomic model. After this, from page 55, global goals part by part. And then I will give you some help on your homework, which is how to read a periodic table. So first things first, guys, infographic on the atomic model. Before everybody had to go home, remember we did this little project in class and you guys did a nice little atomic model. They look beautiful. We have some nitrogen. Here we have some oxygen. Look, Isabella and Enzo, they wrote their names on it. Guys, please write your names on everything. One, so that you don't lose it. And two, you never know what's going to happen. Do you see? We're not in school and we don't know whose work is whose work. So always write your names on everything that you do. So we have these atomic models, and what are we going to do with these atomic models? We're going to create an infographic. On page 46 of your book, you have this same picture right here. So you can turn to page 46 and you're going to find this same picture. So the first thing you have to do is look at these 5 pictures and think about which one is the closest or the most similar to these atomic models that we made in class. You have 5 choices. Which one looks the most alike? Is it John Dalton from 1803? Is it J.J. Thomson from 1904? Is it Ernest Rutherford from 1911? Is it Niels Bohr from 1913? Or is it Erwin Schrödinger from 1926? Which one looks the most like the one that we did in class? After you figure this out, that's when you can make an infographic. So how do you make an infographic? I need you to open a nice page like this from Paint, okay? Now I'm going to send all of these pictures with the link to this video to your email. Find the picture that is of the atomic model that you made in class. And you're going to take that picture. Sorry. I want to minimize this. You're going to take that picture when you get it in your email. Okay, so figure out which one is yours. And you're going to copy. And then you're going to paste. Now, maybe it's going to be very big. So what do? You go to this little button here in the middle, right? And you click it and you have all these numbers. Click right next to the 100, erase 100 and write 50. And boom, look at that. It's 50% the size. Another thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to label your infographic, right? So I know what it is. that's a little small, right? You can't read it. So let's make it a little bit bigger. So how about 46? Is that a nice size? And I'm going to put infographic of a nitrogen atom. Uh-oh, it's still too big. So let me highlight it and make it a little bit smaller so it fits. By the way, if you want to write, you just click on the A right there. That's what's going to let you write. Remember what I just said. Don't forget to put your name. Also, don't forget to put the date. And don't forget to put my name at the bottom. And then on the right here, we have all this space. This is where I can put the information for the infographic. So again, click on the A and then make a nice big box because we're going to put a lot of information. Now you have your choice of what information to put. Here are some things that you can say, okay? Some options. You could maybe say what atomic model is this, okay? And what do I mean by that? Is it of these 5 over here, which atomic model is it? So that's one option. You can say who created this atomic model. Not you, but what scientists, right? Of these 5 guys over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, who created your atomic model, and what year. That's important information, right? You can tell me how many electrons, protons, and neutrons there are in your atomic model. You can tell me where the electrons, protons, and neutrons are located in your atomic model. Maybe you want to tell me what the charges of each particle is in your atomic model. Remember that some are positive, some are negative. So you can do that. You can also do this, which I think is so cool. You can make a little arrow, point to one of the little balls, and I see that the green is an electron, according to this little chart. So under here, I can write electron, okay? And maybe I want to make it a little smaller so that it fits, maybe 12. Well, 12 is too small. 14, I can change the color. I can make it green, the same color that you wrote, okay? So these are options. I can go back. Look at that. I can put a little up arrow over here. But I don't want the arrow to be green. So let's turn the arrow back to black. And what is that red one? Here, I see that red is the protons. So I'm going to write that there. And, you can do that for the rest of your atomic model. You can make it red. And all of a sudden, I have a nice infographic. After you finish, you click on the little disk and you can save to your computer and then send it to me by email. Everybody needs to send their own, even if you worked with a partner, but now you have to do this one by yourself. Okay? So that is the infographic, guys. Now we're going to move ahead. Part 2, global goals, part by part. This is going to be on page 55 of your book. And page 55 is going to look like this. Where is page 55? There it is, with this long list of things right here, okay? And this is going to ask you to look at the 17 sustainable development goals and choose one to tackle. To tackle something is to look at a problem and try to fix it, okay? Deal with this problem. So here is the graphic with the sustainable development goals. We saw this already in the first day of class, I believe, on page 7 of your book, but you also have another version of it on page 125 to page 127, which is Appendix F. And I suggest that you use it because it's really cool. Let me go to it. It's page 127, right? So we got to go down a little bit more, go down a little bit more, and there it is. And I'll make it a little big so you can see it. So this is in your book too, okay? And what's nice about this one is that it gives you the problem, like we want to end poverty by 2030. And then it says why. Because more than 700 million people live in extreme poverty. They make less than $2 a day, okay? The other thing that the UN wants to tackle is hunger. We want to end hunger, and it explains that more than 800 million people suffer from hunger. We want healthy lives and promote well being. More than 5 million children die before they reach 5 years of age. So, for every single block in the sustainable future, okay, these goals, they give an explanation of why we need to solve this problem. We need to have clean energy that's affordable. Why? Because more than 10% of the population does not have electricity. That's in the entire world, okay? And only 17% of the world energy comes from renewable resources. So you're going to choose one of these, okay? What specific goal are you tackling? And what can you do to collaborate to reach your goal? And the thing is this, guys, we were just talking about atoms, and atoms are very small, but there's a small part of something very big. So I want you to think about you. You are a very small part of something very big, which is humanity, which is the entire world. So what can you do alone, in your house, in your neighborhood, that can help the entire world? And when you choose that, okay, what goal it is that you want to help tackle, you can write 3 things that you are going to do in order to tackle this goal. You can write this in your book, and then maybe you can send me a picture of it and send it via email, or you can write it to me in the email. You can see that in my slide, I actually wrote the question, and then I can write the answer. I want to end world hunger. And then here I can give 3 ways that I can help end world hunger, just me in my house uh, by myself. So if you are having difficulty thinking about this, of course, you can ask your parents to give you some ideas, ask your friends, you can Google, but think about it really hard. What are 3 ways that you can help the planet by yourself right now? Here in the book, they give you some examples. Do not copy the examples, but just so you get an idea to end poverty. Maybe you can donate things that you don't use. Do you have old clothes in your house that you're not using anymore? Donate it. It's winter now. Maybe your jacket from last year is old, so you can put it, give it to a homeless person. Zero hunger. Don't buy too much food and then throw the food out. There's people that don't have food, okay? Or maybe if you are on the streets and you see that there's somebody hungry and you have some extra food that you didn't eat, you can give this extra food to somebody. There's many ways that you can help the world in your community in small ways. But if everybody does a little small thing, little small things become very big things. Okay, so think about that. And now we are going to move to the last part. So don't forget to send this to me, guys. Okay, you have 2 assignments so far that I need to have. Uh, it'd be nice if you can send it to me by Friday. Okay. And now we're going to deal with your homework. I gave you some assignments last week that not too many people have answered yet. And maybe it's because you didn't understand how to do it. And what are we trying to do? We are trying to read a periodic table. And it's not always easy in the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to explain it to you, and you're going to say, woohoo, it's so easy. Okay, after we finish, because it is. So the periodic table, it's going to organize all the elements, okay, all the different elements like hydrogen, oxygen, and others, okay? And each square is going to show, okay, so if I pull out the square, it's going to show some information. We're going to focus on 2 of these pieces of information right now. The first one is the number on the top. It is the atomic number, okay? It represents how many protons and electrons there are in the substance. Check this out. It's so nice. The electrons and the protons are always the same number. So if I look at another element, maybe it has a little 10 on the top, that means I have 10 protons, 10 electrons. It makes life so much easier. And then the next thing that you see is the symbol, okay, the element symbol. So this is Li. Li stands for lithium. In your book, you have a periodic table. It's on page 124. It's kind of sideways for me, which makes it difficult to read, but you can see right there, Fe. Let me make it a little bigger. It has the number on the top, and it has Fe. And at the bottom, it's going to tell you the actual name. It's iron. Since this is very difficult for me to read, I found the periodic table online, and it's very easy. Just type on Google periodic table. You're going to have many, 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 many. I like this one. It's ptable.com, because when I click on an element, if you see right here under the 3, 4, 5, it's going to give it to me bigger so I can read it, okay? And if I'm on the other side, just pay attention, because the number is going to continue to be right here, okay? Look at that. Yeah, helium is right there. Neon, argon, krypton. Woohoo, Superman. So these are the different elements. So remember, we have the atomic number, right? Which in this case for lithium is 3. And we have the symbol, which is Li. That's going to help you answer these next questions. What is the element symbol of carbon? So what do? You can look on your nice little periodic table or a periodic table online, and you have to find carbon. What was the question? What is the symbol? So let me look. Carbon, carbon. I'm reading here. Gallium, zinc, arsenic. Oh, I found carbon. So there it is. What is the atomic symbol for carbon? That's an easy one, guys. Very easy. And then what is the atomic number of nitrogen? So you can go on your on your periodic table. I'm going to look on mine. I'm looking for nitrogen. So I have to look at the bottom. I have the full name, and I found nitrogen. There you go. So what's the answer to that question? What is the atomic number? So we're looking for a number. Is it the number in the top or the number at the bottom? Don't worry about the number on the right. Those 2 numbers, 2 and the 5. Don't worry about that. Okay? So just look at that number or this number. So for now, we're at the top number. How many protons and electrons are found in an atom of oxygen? So let's find oxygen. There's oxygen. I see a big number 8. Remember what I said about protons and electrons. Okay, if you don't remember, go backwards on the video and listen carefully, okay? And you'll get the answer to that. And if an atom has 10 protons, which are positive, and 10 electrons, which are negative, what is the total charge? Think about this, guys, mathematics. If you have 10 that's positive, and then I'm going to get 10 more that's negative, what happens to that positive, negative? What is the number in the end? Okay? So then we're going to move ahead. And now we're going to look at this bottom number, which has a decimal point on it. That is the atomic weight or the atomic mass of the atom. By the way, page 53, okay? So lithium, the weight of lithium is 6.94 atomic mass units. Okay, this element has this atomic mass unit of 6.94. Okay, that's important. Do not forget this. Okay, so this top number here and this bottom number. What is the top number? It's the atomic number. What is the bottom number? It's the weight, the atomic mass. So knowing this information, let's get some more answers. How much does one atom of beryllium weigh? So then we have to find beryllium. And look at those numbers. I have a 4 and I have a 9.0122. What is the correct answer? What is the atomic weight of zinc? Let's find zinc. Zinc, Zn. I have a 30 and I have a 65.38. Remember that it's going to always show here, okay? Even if I'm on this side, look under the 3, 4, and 5 to make it when it's big. So what is the weight of zinc? So the weight, it's going to depend on 2 of the 3 particles, the protons and the neutrons. Okay, the electrons are so light that it's 0. But we already said that, hey, this little 8 up here, it represents electrons and it also represents the protons. But how do I find out how many neutrons there are in this element? Good question. Okay, so the atomic number is 8. That means that we have 8 protons and 8 electrons. The atomic mass is 16. And why is it 16? Because we always round up. Okay, do you know what it means to round? To round is this. If a number is, I'll make a little space here and write it for you. Okay, rounding. You have probably done this in your Brazilian curriculum. You just don't know the name in English. Rounding is like this. Numbers from 1 to 4, we round down. Numbers from 5 to 9, we round up. So if I have a number that is 24, the closest is 20. If I have a number that is 33, the closest is 30. Okay, I'm rounding down because look, 4, 3. But if a number is 5 and above, so 25, I'm going to go up to, what is it? 30, correct. If I have a 37, where am I going to go? Am I going to go to 30 or to 40? I'm going to go to 40, right? Because the 7 is right there. So when I look at the atomic number of oxygen, it's 15.999, okay? So oxygen or the atomic mass, sorry, is 15.99. So I'm not going to look at that number. I'm going to look at this number. It's a 9. So that's going to push me up to 16. Okay, that's why they're doing the math like that. So the AMU is 16. It's because of the 9, not because of the 15. Okay, it's because that 9 is going to push me up to 16. So let's go back. Each proton weighs 1 and each electron weighs 0. So that means that I have 8. Okay, 8 right here. I have 8 AMU from the protons. I have 16 total. So how am I going to find how many neutrons there are? I need to subtract. I subtract 8 from 16. I have 8 left. That means that I have 8 neutrons in oxygen. Okay. Now, I made a little chart here for us to practice this because maybe you just looked at the screen and said, huh? Okay, so let's look at zinc. So I'm going to put that there. I see the 30, right? So the 30 is going to be my protons. So that's 30. I have 30 protons, right? My AMU is 65.38. So what do I do? Do I go to 65, 67? Think about it. I'm going to stay at 65, okay? Because of the 3. The 3 is going to make me round down, and I'm going to stay at 65. So I have 30, and I have 65, and I need to find out how many neutrons there are. I don't know, so I'm just going to do a little math. 65 minus 30 equals what, guys? Who's good with math? It's 35, right? So if I add a little addition there and put a little line, I'm going to get this answer right here. Okay? 30 plus 35 equals 65. Let's do a few more so you get a really good idea of how to do this. It's not very difficult. So here I have the protons is 26. The AMU is 55.845. So what do I do, guys? Do I stay at 55 or do I go to 56? Well, there's an 8 right there. So I think I need to round up to 56. So again, I need to find the neutrons, right? I need to find the neutrons. I'm going to underline that. And how do I do it? I'm going to go 56 minus 26. And what is the answer to that? I'll give you a second. I'll give myself a second because I'm terrible at math. But I believe the answer is going to be 30. Did you get 30? Because here when we add this, 26 plus 30 is 56, right? So, oops, let's leave that there. Let's make another box. Let's look at boron. I have 5 and I have 10.811. So that means that that's my protons, right? It's 5. I don't know my neutrons yet. I'm going to put a little line there. My AMU is 10.811. So what do? Do I stay at 10 or do I go to 11? Think about it. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. And I think I'm going to go up to 11 because of the 8. So let's do a little math. What's 11 minus 5? This is difficult math, guys. Oh my God, let me count on my fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. And if I have 6 plus 5, is that 11? Yes, then I did it correctly. Right? Did I do it correctly? Yes, I did. I forgot to put the answers. Well, now I can't go back and put the answers. And last one. Last one. Carbon. So the P, the protons, it's 6. We know we're going to have to add the neutrons. So we're going to leave that there, nice and pretty. Let me scroll down a little bit. Whoops. And the atomic mass is 12.011. So do I go up or down? It's a 0. It's a 0, guys. What do I do? Just leave it at 12, right? That's the easiest one when it's 0 for rounding. So what do I have to do? 12 minus 6 equals 6. And if I put a 6 there, that should give me my answer. There we go. 6 plus 6 equals 12, which is the AMU. Okay. Now, was that difficult? No, it wasn't. I know that's what you're saying in your house. It was not difficult to do, right? So that's going to help you answer A and B, okay? So you need to find lithium. So you see lithium has 3. Whoops, let me try to. Lithium has 3, has 6.94. So I know that's going to go to 7. That's going to stay 3. So you can get the answer to that question, okay? Do the same for hydrogen. Where is hydrogen? Look, hydrogen has 1. Hydrogen has 1.00. Do the math, guys. You can do it. You are smart. You can do it. And that was from last week. This week, you have even more questions, but they're in the same style. How many protons and electrons does an atom of scandium have? So you need to find scandium. It's Sc. I always have a difficult time finding it. That's Se. Where is Sc? I can never find this element for some reason. It likes to hide. Did you guys find it already? I bet you found it before me. Where is it? Helium, Si, Se, Sb, Cu. Oh my God, I can't find it. Whereas Sc, guys, you're probably laughing at me right now. Oh, I found it. Woof, that was hard. So here we go. So I have that number. I have that number. Pay attention to the question. How many protons and electrons? So which number represents the protons and electrons? Is it this number or this number? And look at your answer keys there, your possible answers, and write it correctly. How many protons and electrons does neon have? So it's the same question. Okay, where's neon? Neon, I know, is there. So if I'm very fast, yeah, there you go. I can do that. So there's a 10 and there's a 20. So which one is going to tell me the number of electrons and protons? Same one for cadmium. So you have to find that. And then now we're looking at atomic weights. Okay, so here they help you. They tell you what gold is. It's Au. Okay, Au. It's number 79. There's 79. So they're all in order. And no, I can't do it that fast. So Au, I have a 79 and I have 196.97. So what is the atomic weight? Is it 79 or 196.97? Okay. The same for copper, Cu. Okay, I know some of you are laughing right now with the CU. And that is either 29 or is it 63.546? Okay, what is the atomic mass? Is it 29 or 63.546? And that should be able to help you answer the rest of these questions. How many neutrons? That's the math that we just did, okay? So look up aluminum. And there's aluminum. It has 13 and it has 26.98. Remember, you have to round. So round to 27. What's the math? 27 minus something is going to give me the neutrons. Same there, same there. Nitrogen atoms, which one represents nitrogen correctly? Well, I have to look up nitrogen. I have a 7 and I have a 14. Which one tells me the electrons and protons? Which of these two numbers? Okay, so look that up and see if it matches any of these. Do any of these have 7 electrons? I know that one definitely doesn't. So D is not the right answer. So it's one of these. And I think this is the last question. Which of the following atom is the heaviest? So you have to just look, look up phosphorus and look up which one has a heavier number. They get heavier as they go further down. So that's a tip. Is it phosphorus, cobalt? So where's phosphorus? There's phosphorus. Okay. And then there's cobalt. So which one is heavier, 30 or 58? Okay. So think about that one. Guys, you can answer these questions. They're not that difficult. They look a little difficult, but they're not that difficult. Now, let me go back here and say goodbye to you. So let me get out of there. Hey, I'm back. So I hope this helped you guys, and I hope to see some of your work. Don't forget that you can call me. Ask Jayza to give you my contact information if you have any questions. I will be here on YouTube Live or on Skype or WhatsApp at the time of class, which is 1:10 to 2:40. Okay, that's when you can contact me and ask me about anything related to the material. Thank you guys and have a really good night. Stay safe. I'll see you Thursday. Good night.